Alright, so factor this. What you guys get when you factor it? And x plus 1. Remember, here, did you go from this one? California, if you get negative 6, your two numbers that multiply together are negative and positive 2. On top is the 2x. 2x over negative 3 can't reduce, but 2x over 2 can reduce. So this is your factors. Now the one thing is that it doesn't look like the form in which you're writing it because there's an A on the outside. And A should be what number? 2. It should be the same 2 that was in standard form. So what you do, doesn't this one have a 2 in it? Factor it out. So you have 2x minus what? What do you get when you take out a 2 from negative 3? And there's your form. It has to be the same 2 from the standard form. So that's why we took out the 2. So when we sketch this, I have a vertex located where? Where's my vertex? Huh? Okay, how about this? Where are my x-intercepts? Negative 1, 0, and a positive 3 over 2, 0. Okay? Let's say 3 over 2 is halfway, and then negative 1. Okay? How do I find my vertex when I'm given x-intercept form? Add those two together and divide it by 2. So what's 3 halves plus a negative 1? It's a half. So I have 1 half divided by 2. What's a half divided by 2? Careful. 1/4. So my x-coordinate is 1/4. Find my y. Do that now. Find my y-coordinate of my vertex. I don't really work well with your decimals. So negative 25 over 8. This will be a non-calculated problem, Matthew. So, grab it. She's recording. So there you go. Your vertex will be right about there, and it points up. Across the y-axis at the reading. That's got to be a rule of fractions. Got to be a rule of fractions. Okay. Questions? So still working on writing the equation, this time from a graph, okay? And you guys don't have to write this down, okay? I just want to make sure I hit it, okay? So you can use all this information, how to get different things in standard form, the axis of symmetry. To go from standard form to x-intercept form, you factor, that's how you find your x-intercepts. You can put square to go from standard form to vertex form, and it gives you your vertex. You can always know what your y-intercept is by looking at your constant. Take all this information, and if you're given a graph, you can find the equation for the quadratic function. If your graph gives you your x-intercepts, the easiest form would be to begin with the factorized form, which is the x-intercept form. If they give you a graph and they give you the vertex, the easiest way is to start out with vertex form. If you don't know any of that information, like they just give you 3 random points that are on your parabola, then you're going to have to create a system. Old school 3-variable system of equations from algebra 2. We're going to do one of each. All right? First one we're looking at is number 1 that's on that paper. Okay, number 1 that's on that paper. What information do they give you in number 1 on that paper? Yes. They give you a y-intercept of 0, 5 and a vertex of 2, 1. So which form do you think would be the easiest to write in? Vertex, because they give you the vertex. Okay? Now, vertex form is not on your formula sheet, so you got to know what it looks like, because we're going to write this in standard form. So what is vertex form? It's y equals what? A x minus h squared plus k. We can already fill in our h and our k, correct? So it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus 1. All we did was fill in our vertex that was already given to us on this graph. Okay? And remember, it's always the opposite of the inside. That's why it's minus 2 instead of plus 2. Now, the only thing we don't know is what? The a. That's where the y-intercept comes in. If they give you another point on your graph, such as an x-intercept or y-intercept, or they actually label a point that's on the graph, use that to help you find your a. And all you have to do is plug in 0 for x and 5 for y to solve for a. Okay? So you plug in 5 for y, 0 for x, and now you have a nice equation that you can solve for a. What's 0 minus 2? And when you square, you get what? Positive 4. So this becomes 5 equals 4a plus 1. Remember, a and all that else have to be multiplied together. To solve it, you would subtract 1 and divide by 4. So a is indeed 1. So your equation is y equals x minus 2 squared plus 1. Got to put this in standard form. How do I put this in standard form? You got to FOIL this out. So x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 1. Don't forget about that plus 1 on the outside. So my answer that I will circle is x squared minus 4x plus 5. That's how you go from the graph, and they give you the vertex, to vertex form, then it gets to standard. Okay? Standard? I'm pretty sure. I think the only thing they give you for this is x percent. So you will have to know your forms.
What about the quadratic functions? The discriminant?
Yeah, I know that one. It is on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so they give you what the discriminant is with the which is which you will have to know. Let's look at number 2. What information do they give you? All right, what are your x-intercepts? And what's your y-intercepts? So what form do you think will be easiest to start with to get to standard form? X-intercept form. Which is what? This is another one you'll have to know. Y equals. Uh-huh. Very good. Because the general form is x minus p, x minus q. So we plug in our x-intercepts. But how do I find my a? For take that other point, that y-intercept, and plug it in for x and y to help you figure out what a is. Now, all of these things are being multiplied together. 0 plus 2 is? And, oops, I'll put an exclamation. 0 minus 6 is? What's 2 times negative 6? Then to solve for AI, divide. And yes, A is 1. No, A will not always be 1. I guess just these first ones are going to be 1. Okay? So I have y equals x plus 2 times x minus 6. Because A was 1. How do I get to standard form? FOIL. So y equals x squared minus 4x minus 12. Yes? The x is Now, if A was not 1, you would still FOIL, and then your final step would be to multiply the A to each term. Okay? So you would still FOIL, then you would multiply A to each term. A was not 1. Last one we'll look at, number 6. Okay? No. Let's do 5 instead. Let's do 5. I'm going to give you one of each type. Okay? Number 5. They don't give you any x-intercepts. They don't give you a vertex. Did they even give you a y-intercept? Okay, at least you get that. So you know the n should be 4 in your standard form. Okay? But those points, which are what? What are those points? Negative 4, 8, 113, and 0, 4. You would have to take these and create a system. Okay? So, here we go. What's standard form? Y equals what? Plus bx plus c. We're going to create 3 equations using negative 4 and 8 for x and y, another one using 1 and 13 for x and y, and the third one using 0 and 4 for x and y. So the first equation would be 8 equals a times negative 4 squared plus b times negative 4 plus c. That's your first equation. What's negative 4 squared? So this is going to be 8 equals 16a. Then what? Minus 4b plus c. Do the same thing with 1 and 13. 13 equals a times 1 squared plus b times 1 plus c. So that will be 13 equals a plus b plus c. And the last one. 4 equals a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. And when you simplify that, 4 equals c. We kind of already did that because our y-intercept was 4. So, questions so far? You're lucky they gave you a y-intercept because now you basically have 8 equals 16a minus 4b plus 4, because you already know that c is 4, and 13 equals a plus b plus 4. So technically it's not a 3-variable system, it's only a 2. And once we find a and b, we'll find the a and b that go into our quadratic equation. Okay? You guys remember how to solve the system? Substitution or Elimination. I'll probably go with elimination here. Subtract 4 to both sides, okay? So you will have 4 equals 16a minus 4b, and 9 equals a plus b. With elimination, what variable do you think would be the easiest to eliminate? B. Times your second equation by 4. Because each one has a 4 in common. Does that work? Cancel or a. Yeah, that would work. That would work. However, if it doesn't always work out that way, you would basically try to get one of the variables to cancel out. I'm going to do it this way so you can that right. Multiply everything by 4. And then you see that your b will cancel out, and you will have 40 equals 40, right? Equals 28. And a would be what number? 2. How do you find b? Plug it in. So which one? Probably is the easier one. So 13 equals 2 plus b plus 4. B is what? 7. So your quadratic is y equals 2x squared plus 7x plus 4. That's what you do if they gave you just 3 points, no word takes, no x-intercepts. And now you have an example of all 3.